Well, hello everyone, Dan Hurd, Dan Hurd Prospecting here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. I am out here on a very windy, very cold February day looking for jade. I just spent a couple days on my claim here gold panning, and I found a lot and had a blast. If you want to see that, go check out my previous video. Anyhow, I lost my gold pan, it blew in the river and went away. So I'm out here looking for jade in the wind. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying, and the wind is just killing the microphone. So wish me luck, give me some more thoughts, and I hope you enjoy. I'm not gonna be able to do too much footage here on the river because the gusts of wind are just insane. Yesterday, actually, one of the gusts of wind blew me over, literally blew me over, and blew my hat into the river too. So I'm not gonna do too much footage out here on the river. It's just too cold and windy. I will show you what I do find, and then I'm gonna take some of this home, and I'm gonna show you how to identify jade, how to tell serpentine from jade, ultramafics from jade, how you know if you found jade. That's the plan after I go find some myself. So this is my jade claim, and you know, it runs all the way up to that point way up there. Dana and I, my wife Dana and I, have found lots of jade along this hill last year. We're hoping that, you know, the floods from last year and everything has moved things around and may have exposed some more. What I'm seeing right now is I'm not really liking. There's a lot of mud on the lower rocks still. They haven't been washed free from rainstorms, and the mud really hides what the rocks are. Really, we need a good rainstorm right now to wash the mud off those rocks. But let's see what I can find anyways. I'm sure there's something over there. Now there's a lot of these really green rocks on this beach, which are just ultramafic rocks. They're not actually jade. They fool you. There's also this black rock here. Actually, I think that's a piece of it. Never mind. There's some black jade right there. You can really tell the black jade from how polished and smooth the surface is. That's a nice little example. I might keep that one. Now, if you hear anyone talking about nephrite when they're talking about jade, jade and nephrite are the same thing. Nephrite is the sort of mineral name for what we know as jade. And the Fraser River here is really known for its black nephrite. Jade or nephrite can come in any color of the rainbow. Anything you can imagine you can find in jade. But here in the Fraser, black nephrite is actually quite common. There's a beautiful piece. If you get this wet and take a picture with a flash, it'll actually show it as green because, you know, it is just a really, really, really dark green. But we call it black nephrite. And look at that, 3 little palm stones just like that. Now here's an interesting example, a nice example. The jade can form quite a skin on the outside surface that you can't really see through or test through. It's really tough to say when you get a rock like this that has been weathered and has a really thick skin on it, what the inside is going to look like. Whether it's going to be beautiful jade in there, whether it's going to be, you know, ho-hum, you know, mediocre, or whether it's actually going to be serpentine inside. So here's one that I will take back. I will cut, I will look inside and see if it's jade or serpentine, and whether it's got a nice enough figure that, you know, you can make jewelry and stuff out of it. There is my first example of possibly a good rock, possibly a piece of garbage. And look at that, it fits in my pocket. I'm gonna have very heavy pockets by the time I'm done. Now here is a beautiful chunk of jade. You can see its surface is very smooth and shiny. It has very few inclusions of any sort. And where some of the sort of grain of the jade has flaked off on the surface, you can really see how translucent it is. That is gonna be a beauty. I'm gonna carry that one back to the quad right now. Let's see if I can get a close-up camera and show you these spots I'm talking about. This really tells me it's jade. So now with the close-up camera on it, see that little one spot right in the center of the screen that is a piece of the grain of the jade that is flaking off, and you can actually see light passing through it. That shows you how transparent this jade is. I don't have my flashlight with me, but this is a very transparent jade. You can see it there on those cracks as well. Skin kind of looking, you know, olive colored, not that bright apple green, but I bet you when we cut into this, it's gonna be just amazing. Unfortunately, down here low, these rocks are just covered in a mud from that crazy flood we had back in the fall, and I just can't identify anything down here low. I was hoping near the water's edge they would be washed free some, but I'm not seeing anything down here. I'm gonna have to go back up top. I hate it when I find these big guys. That's a beaut. That is beautiful jade. It's a very dark green, a forest green nephrite. It would, oh, beautiful. It's too big for me to carry out of here. And I don't have any help today. I'm all by myself, so unfortunately, buddy, you get to stay. But his little friend comes with me. If you wonder why all my rocks seem to have one little wet spot, I lick rocks. That actually tells me what I'm looking at better if it's wet. So a quick little lick, and I can see the translucency on the surface. That's one to test. It's translucent. This end of the claim here, the hill is very, very steep, and this is the perfect spot for me to find jade on because there's always new things coming down the hill. No, that rock's not jade, it's an ultramafic. Anyhow, there's always new things coming down from above, replenishing the hill. So, you know, just because I walked over this same spot last year doesn't mean there's not anything here this year because new stuff came down. Up farther on the claim where the hill isn't quite so steep, where it flattens out, you can see that big rock down there in the water. That's where it's good for panning. That's where the gold settles, is where it's flatter. Gold doesn't really settle on these steep hills very well. So, yeah, that's why I'm not panning over here. That's the place to pan over there. But I lost my pan. My pan is now way down the river. So, looking for more jade. Here, Jade. Here, Jade. Where are you? This one was very hard to tell. It took me a lot before I decided that that's just an ultramafic rock. Very close looking. If you're wondering what ultramafic means, it's just a type of rock. It's a type of igneous rock that is very, very heavy. It's high in iron typically. They're almost always dark, like a dark green or a dark black. Dark black? Sure. I guess that's a dark gray, black. Anyhow, they're usually very dark, very heavy, very hard. My geology is failing me at the moment, but I think I remember that jade actually is an ultramafic rock. It fits under that category. Yeah, when I just say ultramafics, I usually just mean these dark, heavy green rocks that are not jade. There's your geology lesson of the day. Something that attracts your eye when you're looking for jade, you see all these white powdery rocks that are just sort of rough on the surface, and then you see something that is shiny and black, or shiny and dark green. There's a piece of jade. Looks like another big one that I can't carry. Let's have a look though. Oh yeah, he's a beast. I don't know why, I seem to find a lot more big pieces of jade than I ever find little pieces of jade. Probably because of the way it forms in lenses that are usually, you know, bigger, and because it's so tough, they don't break down really. That's too big for me to get out of here. I'll pull it to the ground and leave it on the surface, and maybe I'll call my buddy Bryson over and help get these big ones out. Yep, beautiful dark green. I mean, that is a beautiful green in there. Might be small enough for me to carry out of here if I don't have anything else. Maybe. Slim pickings today. Dana and I must have done a good job last time we were here. Just not finding much. So here's another piece like that first that's developed a skin, has oxidized. It's not as nice as the first. I can tell there's not as much green inside of it. And it's, again, big rock. I'd rather take that last big rock out of here than this one. So I'll leave this guy. And another way you can tell this is jade is the sound it makes. It pings. Because it's so dense, so hard, so tough, when you hit it with something, it makes a metallic ping sound rather than a thud sound. Oh, I don't know. Should I take it? The sound it makes tells me it is. But that'd be two big rocks I have to pull out of here. Ah, decisions. I can't make decisions. What a beautiful river. The wind's died down a little bit right now. It makes it a lot more pleasant out here. It was kind of miserable earlier. What do you think, everyone? Should I take it? Smaller than the last, easier to carry. I might take it. Indecision. That looks like a piece down in there. Let's go have a look. Pretty sure that's jade. Ugh. Absolutely. So many things are so difficult with one hand. But I'm always holding the camera. There we go. Perch for the camera. broken. I think that's jade. I'll lick it. Oh yeah, that's jade. Look at the green. Beautiful piece. And that one is small enough to carry. Usually when I'm jade hunting like this, I bring a backpack with me and I just load them up in the backpack and then, you know, carry out way too much weight. But I've been suffering from a bad back lately and I don't want to overload my back and, you know, be out of commission for a long time. So I decided today, consciously decided, no backpack. When I find rocks, I'm only gonna carry in my hands what I can carry out of here so I don't, you know, compress my back anymore. I will take him and walk way back there. Well, there we go. 2 maybes, 2 for sures, a couple of palm stones. I'm not done yet, but I'm getting tired. Now, some people are asking, saying, Dan, if you had such good gold on that claim, why did you stop with the gold and go to jade? Well, I lost my pan, but that's something different entirely. There is more value in this jade than there is in the gold I got in 3 days panning here. In fact, you know, this one piece, probably a 15, say it's a 20-pound piece. I can probably cut 10 1-pound pieces out of it. There'll be some scrap for sure. Say I got 10 1-pound pieces out of that sell for $30 to $50 a pound. Let's go on the low end, 30. $30, 10 pieces, there's a $300 rock. I did not get $300 in gold, not even close. I probably got $30 in gold in 3 days. So, I like the jade because I can sell it. Now, it's not like gold. I just can't go down to the local gold buyer and, you know, sell this stuff off. I have to actually put some effort at shows on my website, maybe cut it down and make pendants out of it. I have to put some time and effort into selling this stuff, and it doesn't sell instantly. It takes time to sell it. But value-wise, there's far more value here than, you know, a week's worth of panning on this claim. And of course, I do sell my jade on my website, www.danhurdprospecting.com. Help support my channel. And there's a piece of dark black nephrite. Look how shiny it is compared to all those rocks sort of on the ground. Black nephrite. Ooh, there's a nice piece of jade. I like that. That's a beauty piece. Oh, you can hear it when it hits the other rocks. That's a beauty. I'm definitely taking that one. Getting full. Oh, I wish I could take that one. She ain't coming with me today, that's for sure. I can't believe I have to leave that. Last time I was here, I saw that one too, and I couldn't take it then either. I really need to get one of my buddies out here to carry that one out for me. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing, that one. Not even my buddies could get this one out. Listen to this one when I hit it. That is a solid chunk of jade. We need a crane to get that out of here. That is a beast. I said one more piece. That's not it. Maybe that is. Piece of black. Well, end off the hunt with one piece of jet black nephrite. Bunch of greens, one really nice one in there. I don't know if that's jade at all. We'll go home and test that and cut it and see what that turns out to be. I'm not sure what that is, but all in all, you know, what was I here? I'm about 4 hours looking for jade, and, you know, not a bad haul. But I'm cold. Let's get out of here. Now, here are some of the different pieces that I got of the jade, or not jade in some cases, that day from the Fraser River. That is one of my favorites right there. But I'm going to test all of these and show you how you test your rocks to see if you have jade. Now, your first step is to cut it and then put a really bright light on it to see what the figure looks like. Because the figure, if it's ugly, it's probably not even worth going on and checking to see if it's jade. Love that one. Then, if you like the figure of the rock, it's time to take a really bright flashlight, put it behind the rock, let's flip it over, and see if it is translucent, if light passes through it. This one here is the rock that I didn't think in the field was actually jade. And if I take a light, put a light behind it, no light passes through. That tells me for sure this is not jade. No light passing through, green rock means it's just an ultramafic. Put that away. Look at that thing. Crazy. Let's see what the light does with it. Okay, this is a very mottled piece. So it's only got sections of translucency through it. So a very mottled jade or serpentine at this point. And this was that bright, bright green one. Let's look at it behind the light. Oh yeah. Look at the light going through that. That is definitely the highest quality so far of jade out of all of these. I love the mottled look of jade, but if you want a high quality jade, passing more light like that makes it a much higher quality jade. Or possibly serpentine still. We have to check its hardness. Now you may have noticed I didn't try this one with the light. It does pass light, but I have to know for a fact that serpentine. That's my sort of test for serpentine. So here we go. We don't know if that's jade or serpentine. We know that's serpentine. We don't know about this one. We know for a fact that is not. That is just an ultramafic. And this one here, we don't know for sure, but I can tell you right now just by looking at it, that's for sure jade. So let's test these for hardness. I will be using my hardness testing kit. These scribes here go from about 3 up to 9. I need the 6 because serpentine is always softer than a 6. Jade is always harder than a 6. Find my 6. There it is, right there. So first, I'm going to show you on a piece that I absolutely know is jade. So we take the scribe here, we put it down, we push as hard as we can, and drag. You'll notice it didn't leave a mark of any sort. Sometimes, especially with a new scribe or a rough stone, let's see if I can find a rough section. There's a rough section. When you drag, you will actually leave, oh, there we go, little bits of metal behind. Don't mistake those little bits worn off the scribe as a scratch. If it scratches, it's going to scratch deep. Let's show you on the serpentine. Now I happen to know for a fact this is serpentine, so it's going to scratch. I'm sure of it. Nice and hard. There you go. Rub it off afterwards just to make sure that it's not just metal filings that you see, and you'll see a nice deep scratch there. Absolutely serpentine. It's too soft to be jade. Jade for sure. Serpentine for sure. Let's test the two maybes. So I absolutely love the mottled look of this. Not all jade is a pure green. Sometimes when it's formed, it has a lot of other minerals in with it, and it creates these inclusions all over the place. But these green areas is kind of what we want to check to see how hard it is, to see if that's jade going through the matrix of this, mottled look, or if it's serpentine. So pushing nice and hard as you can without breaking the stone. Drag a line. Make sure that it's not just metal on the surface. This is a bit more of abrasive. Do we see a scratch left behind? Let's try it again. That was a little inconclusive. Let's try over here. I don't see a scratch there. One more time somewhere else. Right there. No scratch. That there is a piece of mottled jade. Nice. And again, let's see what we get. Pushing hard does not seem to be leaving a mark. Let's try another spot. Pushing really hard. Now, see that last little bit? That was just a bit of metal coming off, I think. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it scratched a bit over there. No. You see a scratch? I don't. There we go. another piece of gorgeous, gorgeous jade. Now there is one more test we can do to these stones to tell for sure, and that's a specific gravity test. Serpentine has a specific gravity around 2.5. Jade, or nephrite as the case may be, has a specific gravity around 3. So let's go measure these. Now to get the specific gravity of the stone, you take the weight of the stone, 800 grams, and divide it by the volume of the stone. Old-fashioned simple way to get volume, take a bucket of water of some sort, fill it right to the brim to the point it's overflowing or almost overflowing. Put your rock in, let the water overflow. Let the water overflow, and then measure how much water overflowed in the measuring cup. Let it settle down for a second so we get an accurate measurement. So 800 grams divided by 270 milliliters comes out to a specific gravity of 2.96. Jade is supposed to be around 3. I would say that's as close to 3 as you can get. Hey, look at that reflection of me. We'll do the serpentine next. And that came out to a density of just over 2. So the specific gravity here of 2 means it's definitely not jade, but I knew that was serpentine already. So the model jade comes out to 2.85, which is a bit low for jade, which is probably because it's only partly jade in there. There is definitely modeled with other minerals, which are lighter. Some of it may be serpentine in there. So this is not a completely, formed piece of jade. And that's why its density comes out a little less. And the last one. And the last guy comes out to 2.988. So basically 3. So nice piece of jade. What a mess I've made on the kitchen table. Better clean this up before the family gets home. Well, there you go. The way you test for jade, you cut it, you look at its figure, you see if a thin slice passes light, you check its hardness, and if you want to double check its jade, do a specific gravity test. That's how you check to see if what you found is jade, serpentine, or just an ultramafic rock. Well, that was a lot of fun. I love jade hunting. Love being out there on the river, even in those miserable conditions. Love finding jade. My favorites. I only cut 3 or 4 of these, but my 2 favorites for absolutely that piece of mottled jade was amazing. I love the look of that mottled jade. It might not be your typical, solid green that you've come to expect, but I love the figure in there. And of course, that bright green one is just something else. Those are my 2 favorite from the day, for sure. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me that thumbs up. If I haven't earned your subscription already, I hope I've earned your subscription now. And a big thanks to everyone for watching, especially my patrons. Because of the support of my patrons, I get to make these weekly episodes of Dan Hurd Prospecting. Hope you're all having an amazing day. And until the next video, bye. Let's look at jade.